Hey, wasn't gonna do a video because it's like 9:45 and I usually go to bed at 9 because I wake up at 5, so that gives me 8 hours of sleep. But there's a couple of thoughts that are going through my head. I want to probably verbally process this. Two different ones. One is my goals for my personal income, which is $100,000 a month. And I have another goal for building a digital marketing agency that has a revenue of $50 million a year. And the reason why I have these numbers is because money, and people who say money is the root of evil, they don't understand money. They don't understand where it comes from, because when you take a look at money, what is money? Money is an exchange of value. It's true reciprocal altruism. The more value I give you, the more value that I receive back in monetary form. Um, you can take any example. If I pay $5 for the cup of coffee, it's because I think that cup of coffee is worth more than $5. So I'm willing to part with my money to pay that. And and one of the signs that you're making a big impact in this world is by how much money you have. Elon Musk, uh, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they're all massively wealthy because they're disproportionately bringing the world more value. And that's what I want to do. I want to bring the world more value. On top of that, it's double a whammy because when you have the money, you can use it as a tool to improve your environment, to improve the people and their lives that are in your life. And that's basically what I want to do, and that's why I have that goal. And I thought I'd share that. So, that's the first one. I'm going to do another one. This one's more about relationships, but maybe, yeah, why don't I keep it in the same video? Because I'm just doing this for me. And I'm going to move that there for now. All right, relationships. You have to think of questions. Um, Let me back up for a second. Actually, let me try and set this up right so it doesn't look like. Let's see, maybe I can do this. Hopefully I'm not messing up stuff too much. Alright, a little crooked. It's not like I care about this kind of stuff. I'm probably just procrastinating. Anyways, relationships. Well, first, what is a relationship? I think a lot of people, um, when, let's take for example, when people say, I'm not ready for a relationship, what's going on through their mind? I think they've already defined a relationship, right? That they think they're defining it a certain way, and they're saying, I don't want that. Like, maybe to them, either that or they just don't know themselves well enough to know what they want. But if they formed a false belief of what they think a relationship is, say, oh, I have to see this guy or this girl for 5 hours a day, make sure they're happy, and do all this other stuff, and they form conclusions without knowing what the other person needs or wants or desires or what their vision for the relationship is in the short term and long term, then they don't really know if they're ready for a relationship or not, because each relationship is specific, it's custom, it's tailored to the two people in the relationship. Like, for example, if one person, um, if you meet someone, for example, and you hit it off and you think that the person, like that person is the one, and then you find out that they're going to China for a year, that's going to be a very different scenario than if you meet someone that you really like and you hit it off and you start dating for a year, and then you find out that they're going to China for a year. And uh, and it's because relationships evolve, and relationships are its their own kind of thing. When you look at building a happy relationship, it starts from somewhere, and that somewhere you have to know what you need, what you desire at that time. If you need someone to be supportive, to be able to talk to 24/7, if you want to go on nice dates every single day, that might be excessive. Every single week, every other week, it just really depends on the case by case scenario. Like, what are their needs? What are my needs? And my needs are, I want someone supportive. I have these huge, grandiose kind of goals and visions, and I want to build to that place. And I also know how to do that while having a good time. Not to say that maybe I won't sacrifice some things, but it's all about having the good life. And what I need from my girlfriend is someone who supports me, someone who understands what I'm doing, and won't tell me, take a break from all of this, but will be excited for me and keep pushing me to do even more, to encourage me to do what I want to do. What I need is, and it's interesting because what I think I want in a girl is someone who's more organized than I am, because I throw things around. I'm not the most organized person. I try to be, but it's tough for me. And I'm more of a go 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 type of person. Take action, high level thinking, strategizing, and a lot of philosophy. So that's kind of the person that I am, and my needs. Um, just someone supportive. I don't even have to see them it'd be ideal if I could see them, you know, often, once a week maybe. But the way that I am set up right now, the way that I want my life, my relationship to be in the future, I need to put in time right now into my business, into my work, so that in the future I'll have more freedom and I can support a family. I want to hit a minimum goal of a certain income so that I can support a kid and be able to raise them properly and not stress out about money, because kids are pretty expensive to raise. I mean, even if you want to put them in school and everything, it's probably like school itself is probably $50,000, and that's not including rent. So you're looking maybe at 100,000, and with inflation, maybe $150,000 that you need for a kid to go to school. To raise a kid, I think, is about $10,000-$15,000 a year for things that you need to get your kid. So until the age of 18. So that's another 200 grand. Living's not cheap. And to live the way I want, and I said it earlier in this video, my goals of $100,000 a month, and I've mapped it out to what I want. Actually, I have it right here. So let's see. Okay, well, first is kind of the car and the gas and the insurance, and a house that I want would probably be around $5 million. Food and nutrition, if I want to eat the healthiest, the best, I've put a budget of about $2,100 a month. And it'd probably double, or, I'm probably over budgeting it, but I want to eat as healthy as I can so that I have the energy to do the things I want. Toys, vacation, education. I want $100,000 a month, which is around $1.2 million. That's after tax. and or just the one time or hitting the goal of $20 million. Then I don't have to worry about money at all to live the best lifestyle that I could imagine. Which wouldn't that be neat? And maybe I'll overshoot it and get 40 million and have some for my um, family, my kids in the future, which I've thought about it. But I think the most important thing in a relationship is knowing the other person's needs, wants, vision, having an alignment in your vision, because at the end of the day, the objective is a happy and fulfilling relationship. You can't possibly know that if you don't understand your partner, what they need and want. How do they feel? And the second part is kind of paradoxical, but you have to be able to fully accept that person. Not like, oh, I accept you, but I need you to change in this way, or like you can support them when they're getting better and encourage them, because every improvement is an opportunity for more goodness. And you can't, in a way you can't accept someone but want them to change at the same time. That's not really fully accepting a person. And it's and it is kind of a paradox, right? Fully accepting them but also wanting them to get better. But I think it's necessary to state that you want them to get better, but the love that you give them isn't conditioned upon that. Like, it's not like, okay, I need you to stop eating fast food, otherwise I won't love you. Like, I would like you to stop eating fast food, but that won't change the way that I view you. It won't change how accepting I am of you. I think that's a good way to put it. Can't really make that much of a distinction right now, but I just know that one of the ways to really kill a relationship is not accepting the person, because then you're causing unnecessary friction. It might be necessary to push them and make them better, but just know that you're not accepting them the way they are now. And that could have an effect on your relationship. So that's the biggest thing. Can you really accept each other? And what is essential in a relationship? What's not essential in a relationship? Seeing someone every single day and having them reply to your text message within 5 minutes isn't essential. Actually, that's more of a feedback. And if you look for feedback that you're in a good relationship, you're already spiraling down a dark hole, because there's no amount of feedback that you can get that enforces the idea of you having a good relationship. Um, there's no amount of times that someone can tell you that you're smart for you to actually be smart. It's either you are smart or you aren't. And just by looking for feedback, you could do more damage to the relationship than actually working on building a relationship and realigning your view and your vision and working on goals and knowing what your own goals are in life and what your partner's goal in life is. So I think that'd be it. Like, I think like the most important thing in a relationship is understanding your partner's needs and wants, and just understanding in general the whole meta concept. Everything can be built on understanding. I think that's the answer to that. Understanding. And I mean, relationship, there's two people, right? There's only so much understanding you can do by yourself. You can understand yourself fully, but if you don't understand the other person, there's only so far that relationship will go. So you need to basically build your understanding of the other person. That makes sense to me. I think I reached a breakthrough and I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna say good night.